Hi guys, I can see some 5 people have joined, and it's 10:30, and as I promised, I'll be coming with Zara fingerstyle tutorial, and I'm just waiting for a few more to join in so that I can start. And Adway is saying hi, how are you? So guys, okay, there are 16 of you right now here. This is very exciting because this is what I'm doing for the first time. और लोग comments कर रहे हैं. Hi guys, thank you. Thank God I've grown my nails. Yeah, who's saying this? Ishjot Singh. Yeah, it's handy when you play fingerstyle to grow your nail. And I think there are 19 of you. Let's wait for some more time so that more people join in. Is it okay? Am I seen on the portrait? How am I seen? No, let's go live. So hi Parth, thanks. Anil, thank you so much. गौरव यादव, बस एकदम फर्स्ट क्लास भाई. So am I on the landscape or portrait? Like that, okay. So if I just let me try to rotate the screen and let me see if okay, am I rotated? Yeah, guys, I'm just seeing what is the best view for you to get the entire guitar. Yeah, I think it's fine. Okay, so it's just fine. 1 or 2 more minutes and then I can start. Okay. This is a very disturbing view. Yeah. Rotate device. Sorry, I'm just figuring out a few things here. I'm just trying to put this camera on a landscape so that everything is visible. Can you see me in landscape? Yeah, is it okay? Okay. So, okay, now I think there are enough of you. There are 35 people right now. And I can start with Zara fingerstyle step-by-step breakup. So, guys, this is going to be a very long session and there is going to be a lot of talk in between. So I hope you are prepared for that, because the thing is, I have not really prepared kind of this kind of thing where you have the visuals going and then you have got things flashing on your screen to explain what am I doing. So there will be a lot of time when I will explain you things, and then it gets a little talky, but I think it's necessary and I hope that you will not mind it. So yeah, basically this is a video Zara I posted like some 11 months back, a year back, and now I saw some surge in the numbers and the views have totally gone up. You guys have shown so much love to this, and and the moment it crossed 1 lakh, I decided that I'm going to be doing this tutorial, because so many of you have requested that this should be broken down into steps, and then so that you guys can play it and whoever wants to play it. So here I'm doing this, and I hope you are benefited from this tutorial kind of thing that I'm doing. It's a very very candid kind of a session, although uh, you know I told you that I'm going to be doing this, but I'm not really like prepared to do this. I'll just share how I play this. A few things before we start. uh, One is, there is terminology which I'm going to be using, and I'm assuming that people who are here and who want to learn this, they are already into playing, and they already play fingerstyle to some extent. So few things still I will have to tell you, so that the terminology is something that you can get. So guys, there are like 6 strings, and the first one, as you know, the thinnest one is E. This is E, B, G, D, A, and E. So these are the 6 strings, and of course there are frets. And I have put a capo on the first fret here. So first fret I have put a capo here. So this fret, the fret after the capo, I'm going to be naming 1 for this video. So suppose if I have to press this note here, I will call it B1, because it's on the B string here and the first fret. So it's going to be B1, B2, B3, or this is going to be E5, okay, or this is going to be A2, this one here. Okay, so this is what the one of the terminology. Then I'm going to be telling you to hammer. Now what is a hammer? Like, hammer is something when you play a note and then you play another note and you put this finger like a hammer on the next fret or fret above that. So you get this is a hammer on, right? But if you go reverse, this is a hammer off. So hammer on and hammer off. So because there are going to be a lot of hammers on this Zara thing. So now you know how will I scan the notes here on the fret and what are hammers. And I have placed my camera in such a way that you can see my right hand moving. And because that's the most critical thing, it's the most critical thing when you play fingerstyle. You need to see my right hand fingers moving, right? I get so many comments on my videos that you hardly use your second finger here, but actually I do use it a lot. It's just that from this angle you can't see it, but if I tilt my guitar a little bit like this, you will be able to see all the movements from here. Although you will this will not be very clear, but as I told you, I'm going to be pronouncing the notes when I play. So these are the few things that you need to keep in mind while you do this. I hope you got your guitars ready with this. This video is going to be available on my YouTube channel, which is Mohit Dogra HB. And on that note, I would like to thank you. The channel has crossed 10,000 views last week, and I'm so happy about this, that we are doing some music and you guys are interested, and you guys are regularly coming and regularly checking out. So thank you so much for that, and this is the very big reason that I'm doing this video, and I want to give back something that I know, a little bit that I know. So let's get started. So as I told you, I put the capo on the first fret, although this is not the real key of the song, but I feel comfortable on this scale. Okay, so capo on the first, and I will assume that I'm playing A minor, although this is B flat minor, but let's assume that this is A minor all through, because it's more easier that way, okay? And you can easily remove your capo if you want to actually play from A minor. Nothing will change, it's just that you will remove the capo and then you will come here on the first fret, everything remains the same. So okay, so the prelude of this thing starts like this. So I hold this A minor here and then I go like this. So I'm playing E, B and G strings. E, B and G strings here. E, B and G, last three strings with the A note. Okay, so I'm playing and I'm punching the bass note with this, which is, and I'm not moving anything from my left. Okay, so four counts, first bar, and then the second bar, the next four counts, you go to E minor. From A minor you go to E minor, okay, and then you do your B, G and D strings, and you put a B3 here. If you can see this note on the B string, third fret. So I'm playing, and then I go B1, so B3, okay, and then I go, and then I hold F, but I hold this F note from behind. I play it with my thumb here so that I can punch this bass note, and then I plug the same B, G and D strings that I had in the second bar. So, but this time while holding F, I am opening up the B string here and I'm punching this. So these are our two notes, two main notes. So B, B1 and B3, B, B1 and B3, then B, B1, A minor again. Okay, so the phrase went like this. Okay, so even if you don't want to hold this entire F, you can just do this, and you can press the G2 here, G2, which is this, and then you can have your E string, G string and B string played together. E, G and B played together. Okay, so the first phrase. Right? So you figure this out. But the most important thing with this bit is the dynamic of this. By dynamic you mean the volume modulation. So it goes from a low volume to higher volume, just like a crescendo, and it has this arc, okay, so not all notes are on the same volume levels. So it's not like it's not like this. It's like okay, so there is this volume modulation which will make it flowy and make it more emotional. The second bit of this interlude is, again I'm holding A minor and then I go like with the punching the A note here with G and D strings, holding A minor, okay, and then E minor, You can hold it like this, or you can just hold it like this, pressing the B3 strings here. So I'm in this position, I'm playing E open, and then G open, and then B3. These three notes. Okay, so next phrase. In next phrase, we will need F major 7th. F major 7th is when you open the E note on F major, which is F major is this. F major 7th is when I open this first string. Don't press it. This is the sound for F major 7th, right? So you did this, you did this, then we put F major 7th, in which we need this bass note here, which is E1, and then you play E1 and along with E, B and G strings, the first three strings. Okay, this three strings, and with the thumb. Then you go E3, this note here. So when you do this, on the second note you have to punch this E3 note there, which is G. So, and you can do it from behind. I'm using a lot of thumb here. Okay, I'm not using these two middle fingers here. I'm not using the index and the ring. I'm just using the first and the fourth. So I'm doing E3 from my thumb, I'm doing B3 from my first, and I'm doing E5 from my fourth. So these three notes. So let's go from F major 7. Okay, and then there is a portion where I don't play the bass note. I just do it like there is a hammer that I'm playing. I'm playing hammer on 7 to 8 and back to 7. So I only pluck it once. I only play it once, and I'll have three notes here. Okay, so hammers you need to practice. It's not like this. So then I come to A minor, which is this if you play it close, but in this case I'm just playing the E5, G5 and B5 with my first, and punching my A with my thumb. That's also A minor. Okay, so and then, and this is where the beauty is. So I'm playing these notes. 3 to 1 hammer, 1 to 0 hammer, E minor, and I'm doing first, second, third with my bass note. So okay, and then we come to the chords. They shift to D minor, this thing, and we play this is E1, E open, B3 to B5 and to B6, and this is all in hammer. One stroke you have to play with your right, and all these notes, they have to be in one stroke, like this. Okay, so B3, B5, B3, B5, B6, and then there is a slide from B5 to B6, the same at last, and then sorry, I'm going B1 to B3, all hammers, B1, B3 and B open, and then E major that I play. So I'm going to be rewinding it a little bit. So when I do this part, B3, B5, B6, I punch a D note because, as I told you, the chord here will be D minor. So in fingerstyle, whichever chord is coming wherever in that song, you need to make sure that you at least do a bass note punch on that bar of that chord. So if this is see, so I'm playing, but then I have to punch this D note with this, which in this case has gone. I need to tune it again. So sorry, this thing, and not only this, but with the this note, right? Then sorry, and when I play this B, I play this E note with it, because the chord here is E major and we have to punch the E note with this. Okay, so guys, this was the first bit of the thing. I'll play this in totality, the interlude of this. So it goes like again. Okay, goes like this. One more thing, if you have noticed, there is a pulse to this portion, this interlude, and I'm maintaining the pulse with the constant bass note that I'm playing with it. Dun, dun, dun. I'm playing with the thumb, you know. Keep your thumb free, right? And on top of that, sorry. Then so there is a pulse to this. So whenever you play fingerstyle, you have to make your thumb independent, and the thumb is always on a groove. It's always on the beat, and these fingers, they are doing the tricks. So that was pretty much the first piece of this. And I know sometimes, it gets a little complicated. You can't tell all the notes that you play, but you get broadly the idea of the chords that I'm forming and the positions that I have while I'm doing something. Now probably it's 70% of what is there on that piece, and it's a very it varies. Every time that I will play this, I'll play it differently. I'll play it slightly differently every time I do it. So these are little adjustments that one needs to do. That I'll talk about later. What else you can do with this? So that was the first thing. Now I go slowly. I'll do one thing. I'll try to just speed this up a little bit so that you get it in less amount of time. Although I think to explain is better, but okay. Then the song starts like this. The song starts like this. Okay, so there are three things to it now. In fingerstyle guitar, there's always three things. First, you have to play the main melody of the song. Then you have to support it with the corresponding bass note. Whatever the chord is there, you have to punch that bass note with that. The third thing is you need to add the pulse with a little percussive thing that you do. Like if I play, that's a melody, right? Now if I put the bass note onto this, so this case I'm putting this thumb here, I'm playing A, change, okay, I'm putting those bass notes. And the third thing is to add the pulse to it. So there's a staccato, there is a rhythm building into this, so you have to take care of this. I just quickly tell you the notes of this. See, I assume that you play this much that you can actually take out the chord tune yourself, and it's only how to, for me it's only how to merge the three things together. So the main tune is, I start with B open and then coming to B, B3, then E, again B, okay, then G2, G2, okay. So this is pretty much the tune. I'm not going into details of explaining you this these notes. What I'll tell you is, when you play this tune, what are the chords to it, and with those chords only we will define the bass notes. So I'll just hum it a little bit and I'll tell you the chords. Na 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 na, A minor, na 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 na, G, na 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 na, F, na 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 na, G, na na na. So basically we are playing G, we are playing, sorry, A minor, G, F and G. These are the four chords that we play. So exact same bass notes you have to put while you play the melody. So with the first line, play the A note, then melody change, next phrase I'm playing the E3 top E string on the third fret here to get the G note, okay, and then I'm going to be going to F, and I'm going to be playing F with my thumb here, this thing here, then again to G with this on E3 top E. I'm doing a little hammer here on from B3 to B1 and finally B, okay, then C, then F on the bass, and I slide it from G2 to G4, okay. So okay, so this is the main structure. Let's try to put in the groove. So I'm doing this now. This is the tricky portion. Till that was quite easy. So I'm doing okay, and then I have this chuck here at this moment. So this chuck, this snare bit, this is called a snare, okay, this is called snare in fingerstyle, this snare. So it will always come on the third count of the bar. Suppose if the bar goes like 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, this snare sound will always come on the third beat. So it will have 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 3 4, 1 2. So this is how the pulse will get shaped, and your bass note will always be on the first beat. So this is very critical to know when you do fingerstyle. If you have 4 bars, bass note will be punched on the first beat, the snare will be punched on the third beat. Rest everything is weaved between these two things. You can do a lot of things, but this first and the third beat will always be reserved for your bass note and your snare tone respectively. Now you can do anything between this. So it goes like, now you have to count with me, when I play 1, 2, 3. Okay, so if you have counted, I'm always putting this sound on the third beat. And sometimes it gets difficult because you are plucking some note on the third beat, plus you have to do the snare sound also. So that is something which is very critical. I'll just demonstrate how I do it. So it's a very difficult thing to achieve. I took a lot of time figuring this out. When you play a note on the third beat, but at the same time you have to play the snare also on the same. So you're playing the melody and the snare part both together. So it's like simple. Then, sorry. Now this thing I'm talking about. This note comes on the third beat, but on the third beat you have the snare also. So instead of playing it any other way, you just play it like so. So there are two sounds. There is this note and there is this struck sound, but it's coming together. So I just type this note in a way that it's a chuck sound and it's a note sound. So just try this out. Just everybody has a different way of doing this. Just find your way to do this. So okay, this is what I did. I'm just striking this note and I'm having that sound also, this sound also. So I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4. Okay, so basically we have this structure where we're doing A minor, G, F, G, A minor, G, F, G. We keep on punching the bass note, we keep on having the snare sound on the third beat, and the entire lead will be supported by this groove. So okay, so let's go on to the next portion. So the melody line is okay, and the chord progression is still the same, which is A minor, G, F, G. So your bass note will always be same in this line also, and your snare line will also be the same. Only the lead portion is changing. So fairly simple stuff. So basically, if you have figured out the first two lines, this will be easy for you to crack this. So starts with the G3, G2, and then B1, B, then G2 to G, a hammer off. This, so okay, and because this line starts after the first count, you have to have the bass on the first count. Okay, so I'm doing the 5th string, 4th string before I land on this line. Can you see my thumb, the right hand thumb? Then line start, and the chord changes to G now, and the chord changes to F now, So E major, chord changes here on the bass to E. Okay. And I'm doing a little gliss here on E major when it lands onto E major. Okay, twice. Then, and this is also a very beautiful part. E1 to E, and then B3, B1, and B3, and then B3, B0, and this is all in hammer. This is all in one hammer. So F, okay, and whatever the portions are in between these first and the third count, you can always have your little thing going, like I'm playing. You can always have your plug going inside of this. So I'm doing this. So yeah, so pretty much this is the structure of this thing, and I've not gone into the details of every note that I'm playing because it's actually not possible. I'll need to get somebody who can write the proper stuff for it, and I'm sure it's, I also don't recommend it because everybody has a different knack of playing, but once you get the overall structure of the thing and you can figure out like how what were the positions that I held and what are the bass notes and these things, so one gets a fair idea of how this goes. So this was still the mukhra of this song, and now we will go on to the interlude, the beach wala music M1 portion, and the antra of this. And okay, I'll take a little break. There are 55 people right now. There are 51 comments. Although it's not possible for me to read the comments while I'm doing this, so I'll check those out later on. And if you're posting any queries, probably might not be able to.
Gayatri Mishra.
I've got my wife here, Khushbu is here, and she's telling me कि कौन message कर रहा है. So Khushbu, if there is somebody.
Gayatri Mishra is asking about is there any specific?
What?
Is there any specific string that you're striking for that jug sound, or the random ones?
So Gayatri, it's a random thing. I'm not striking any particular string. So, but yeah, when I play a specific note on the third, then I make sure that I, like in this case, if I'm pressing the second one, second string on the first, then I make sure that my emphasis on that string. I have to do this. Otherwise, if I do somewhere else, it just doesn't sound good. Alright, so quickly we'll go to the interlude of this thing. And it's a beautiful, beautiful part. This is my favorite portion of this. So it goes like, so I am putting A minor. I'm starting with the fifth string, and I'm starting with the fifth string, fifth, fourth, third open, third close on A minor. Then I change to G, and then on the first note, as I told you, the first beat is for the bass note. Then I change it to G. So I started with A, the first beat A here, then G, and there's a lot of hammers going on. I've played 4 or 5 notes on one hammer, so I'm striking it only once, taking out 5 notes. So sorry, okay, and then same notes, same lead, but on the F, and I'm putting the F, and then again G. Okay, so the entire parts. Okay, and you can play it with a snare. Sometimes when you have to put the snare with the notes, is a very difficult thing, as I told you, but you need to do it as neatly as possible. Probably in this video I am not able to do like the way I have done in the final video that you see, because it was rehearsed, and there were like 500 takes on that one. So and that's why it's so clean, and it's been recorded also in that way, but try to make the snare sound as clean as possible. And then it goes twice, and then it goes like so. That's a main melody line. So, and it starts with the D minor, E minor, F, and G. So its progression is D minor, E minor, F, and G. So goes 4 beat each chords, like D minor 4 counts, and then E minor 4 counts, and then F 4 counts, G 4 counts. So E, F, again, and then you can do a little improvisation. Okay, then again back to G. So and then rest for 4 bars, and then the antra. So basically lead, right? This is the lead, and the chords are A minor, E minor, F major 7, C half and E half and A minor. So E minor, F. Now there is a peculiar position that I'm holding. I'm playing F, but I'm playing F with the B3 here. Like usually you play F like this, but I'm playing F with a B3 here, this note. Okay. Then C, which is not C, which is C major 7, because I'm opening the B string here. So I'm playing, and then half C and half E major 7th, which is B. Then you put a B3 again on it. So there is a lot of B3 here to give that nice intense color to this portion. this time it's a little different, the melody. So so G2, E1, and then I go to E5, and then E, and then I go B3 and B1 and B hammers. So okay, so same thing. Then this time when I go to C, I go with E1, E1, E, B3 and E open. And then there is this magical note here which I just love. So on this particular portion, when you play it the second time, when you play C, there is a C seventh, and you have to portray that C seventh note by putting the note which is A1, which is B flat here. Okay, this. So right, then C, and then sorry, you have to hold this note where you put B1 and A1, and you play the last three strings and the fifth string together. Last three strings and the fifth string together on this. So okay, and then the portion goes like, in which I'm playing E open and then 5 to open again. This note here with the fourth one. Okay, then and I'm changing my bass note from A to E this time. Okay, so and then I'm doing. It's the first time I'm on this on high on the fret on this song. Now this is a D minor, okay, on a block, and I'm putting a seventh note here, D minor seventh, which is the 8th fret on the first. This thing here. So then so I'm playing a little gliss here with my 5th string, 3rd, 2nd and 1st, 5th, 3rd, 2nd and 1st, and then 7, 5 on the 1st string, and then 3 on the 1st, but this time I make G here with my thumb. So D minus 7, and then G rests on the 5th fret 1st string. So now on this portion the snare is pretty easy because there's nothing happening on the 3rd beat of this, right? So it goes like E3 on the top string and the E3 on the down string, 1st string and B3. Then same thing goes F, where I play a little gliss, doing the sixth, third, second, and first like a bliss. And then I come to E major, okay, where this piece resolves. So, sorry, D minor 7, G, okay. So this is how it gets over. But in my video, I did a little improvisation on this. I played it like, okay, so which is not in the original song. I just did it. I may play it differently the next time I do it. It's on to you. And then again the mukhra comes in. So I'll just play you the Atra once again, totally, entirely. So we start with A minor on G3, B1 and B3. Then the 7, D minor 7, G, G, F, so basically this was the entire song. And a few things that I want to add. It's Rehna Hai Tere Dil Mein was a South Indian movie, and the music director was also South Indian. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting his name. Harry, I think there was some Harry, uh, and there is a very peculiar South Indian tone to this song, and it sounds like a very rag based song. You've got a lot of murkis and those kind of, you know, vocal harkate in the song that you have to imitate on your guitar. So that's why it becomes a very special cover, because you have to make your guitar speak, you have to make your guitar actually sing those things. And for doing that, you need to be very well versed with the hammer techniques. Hammer techniques are very important if you want to have those little things, you know, correct. So, you know, there was some network glitch. Uh, you know, you have to be very good at hammers while you play any of these kind of songs, which is very vocal heavy songs and a lot of murkis and you know, gale ka kaam, you know, jaise kehte hain. A lot of singers will know what I'm talking about, and that is the main crux of doing this. I hope you like it, and I hope it will benefit you at least to some degree. You know, I don't claim that okay, this is a very elaborate kind of a thing, but yeah, I believe that it'll help you. Uh, it'll just help you play a little better than what you've been playing, or if you want to do what I did. So that's my thing. Plus, I want to add a few things. You know, there is no fixed pattern or fixed formula of doing this, and you can play anything in any style, and given what mood you're into, you can do a lot with one simple melody, or you can do a lot with the songs that you hear. So my thing is to give you music which is not very usual. That's why I try to do covers which are not very commonly found. Like recently I did a Jumma Chumma and Tamma Tamma, and because these songs are, nobody relates them to guitar. So that's my entire take. You know, do something which is which is a little different, you know. And you can find your own style, and the more hours that you give certain things, you know, the better it gets. So this is how I learned, and this is how I still do. I try to kind of take out my own stuff and try to improvise on that. So guys, just do that. And you know, whenever I have got a lack on a video on my YouTube, I'm going to be making a tutorial. So this is what I thought. And I hope you share this, and I hope you share the channel, and I hope more people join in, and I hope we do a lot of more music together. Do let me know how do you like it. And that's about it, guys. Thank you so much for staying. And still there are 55 people I can see, so that was a good live. Thank you so much for being there. I hope you like it.
2-3 questions.
Okay, so Khushbu, my wife is telling me there are 2-3 questions. We'll just quickly try to take these questions.
Do you strum and chuck or pluck and chuck? Harsh is asking.
Do I?
Do you strum and chuck or pluck and chuck?
So Harsh, it's very subjective. Sometimes it depends upon the song, you know. But the basic, as I told you, most of the songs which are in 4x4, that means 4 beats in 4 bars, the pattern is that you play the bass on the first beat, and the chuck or the snare on the third count. This is pretty much the format. But then it depends upon the song, you know, and depends upon the kind of music also you're playing. Like if I have to give you a little example, I can do the same song a little bit in ragged, and then you'll know what I'm talking about. So as of now, the song is. So it's like 2, 3, 4. But if I have to make it. So the entire pulse changed, you know. It depends upon what you want to do with the thing, but the general format is put your bass note on the first beat and put your snare on the third one. Yes. Next.
Second question. Any exercise for efficiently decoupling lead, plucking, and bass plus plucking?
Yeah, so there are a couple of exercises that you can actually you can get on YouTube. I'll try and share some links with you, but mostly the very basic that you do is you try to liberate your thumb from the other fingers, you know. So suppose I'm playing this groove, okay. So these kind of things you can check out. There is a player called Chet Atkins, and there is a player called Tommy Emmanuel, and these are fantastic guys, and you just see their technique and how they do it. Usually, it's been a very long time that I have practiced separately, because my mind is wired in a way that everything happens at one time. So for me, it gets a little difficult to kind of, you know, segregate things like this. But yeah, of course, there are tutorials and there are ways where you can liberate all the things, and you can channelize your brain into moving into 3 different tracks. And this is what fingerstyle is all about: doing bass, doing snare, and doing the lead at the same time. So try and do that. I'll also try and share some links with you. Yeah. Any other questions do we have?
Recommend guitar for beginners. Sahil is asking.
Guitar recommendations. See, it depends. Like, you know, you can learn on a guitar worth 4,000, and you can do well, and you can get a guitar worth a lakh, and then also you don't do very well. That depends upon uh, you know how you approach it. But yeah, I mean, if you want to take it really seriously, I would suggest that you take a decent enough guitar. The one that I have here is Granada, which is not bad. This is not the usual guitar that I play. My all both my guitars are in Bombay right now. I'm in Dehradun, in my hometown. So this is not what I usually play, but it's decent enough. So anywhere between, you'll get it anywhere between 6 to 8,000 bucks or 8,000 or whatever. So you can take that. It's just that you play it, and then you be comfortable with that guitar, and it should not be very hard to press and should be bright and all. You need to see that. Yeah. Last question.
Nylon string or metal string for fingerstyle?
For fingerstyle, uh, actually it doesn't depend upon nylon or steel. Fingerstyle depends upon the thickness, the broadness of the fret. The the broader it is, you'll have better margin. You'll be able to pluck little freely. Otherwise, the if your neck is not broad enough, your fingers will always collide with each other, and it'll have a very busy kind of an effect. So if you want to do fingerstyle, nylons are better because they already have a broader neck. So in that case, it's an advantage, so that your fingers, आपका fingers फंसता नहीं है उसके अंदर. So that's a good idea. But then in nylon, you have to compromise with your brightness, and your loudness sometimes. So if you can get something, you can get a guitar which has a broader fret. So I think it's ideal, and it's a steel one. It's ideal for fingerstyle. That's what I feel. Even in fact, I'll go for something. I'll go for a customized guitar very soon, which will have a broader fret. Plus, it's going to be a steel. So it's going to be a hybrid of the nylon and the steel. Good question. So guys, that's about it. I'll read your comments, and I'll try to answer you there also. And I really hope that we do these sessions, if not regularly, sometimes, so that the connection is always there and we do a lot of music together. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for listening to me. And I really hope that this was beneficial to some degree to all of you. Thank you so much, and good night. Bye.